Hey guys, it's Patrick again, this time from South Korea. Um, it's day 5 already and I'm in Daegu, not in Seoul, because we had to do some traveling and there really wasn't any time to videotape anything, so I apologize for that. I'll try to catch up as soon as I can. I've been taking notes every day, so hopefully that will do. That will provide you some authentic material and make this more interesting. I've also decided to divide this traveling into little episodes by themes. Shimon, thank you for that. That was a great idea. So this time it's about Seoul, the capital, and my first impressions of it. Next time it'll be about my visit to the demilitarized zone, and then I'll talk about food and how people live, because I already stayed at 3 different apartments, and I think there's a lot interesting to explore that way. So to make it easier, I've just done that. I think, well, I was quite surprised when I landed here. 10,000 kilometers of a trip, and was quite tired. Came out morning hours. It was really, really hot and humid, and soon I was to find out that it's like that all the time. Day or night don't make no difference. And when the sun's not shining hardcore, it's raining. It's raining hardcore. It's like a proper monsoon. Like at the moment, it's raining quite heavily. Maybe it stopped already. I don't know, but what weather is madness here. It's just madness. So I hopped on the bus from Incheon to the city center of Seoul, and along the road I saw these massive skyscrapers, like 18-20 story high apartment buildings. And those of them that weren't were some factories or storage buildings. And in between of those you can see these tiny little rice fields. So the impression I got from all that is that land is very precious here, and every square inch is being used for some meaningful purpose. In the city center of Seoul there's an old palace, Gyeongbokgung, where the old kings used to live, and it's quite an interesting building. It's a complex of buildings actually that's made mostly out of wood, quite colorful, looks like Buddhist temples and so on. You can see things like here it's Chinese characters. They still use that quite a lot in Buddhist temples, and also it was all over the place there. Very interesting to see, but the weather was very hot and I was quite tired. And Japanese and Chinese tourists were getting on my nerves, so didn't stick around for too long. From there we went to the main square, where the statue of King Sejong is, and he's quite important and interesting because he's the one who invented the alphabet that Koreans are still using. Next to the statue there's American embassy, which I think deserves a little mentioning because it's so heavily guarded. Made me think, seeing all those military vehicles and barbed wire and all that personnel, that Americans here in Korea must have some pretty bad conscience. If it's not that, then the fear of invasion from the north is still alive. Anyhow, we had a drink there. It was all quite pleasant, and then I just couldn't really do anything anymore. It was like 5 o'clock in the evening, so I went back home. And the next day I was going on my own, because Koreans are not allowed to the trip, to Panmunjom and the demilitarized zone, which I will talk about in the next episode. When I came back, everybody was getting ready for the big game between South Korea and Greece. Of course, I'm talking about the Football World Cup, which is taking place in South Africa. But seeing it all around here, you would think South Korea is the hosting country. Everybody's wearing red shirts, and it's a proper football mania all around. Big companies are promoting their products using football as a good excuse. All the advertising is football related, and everybody's going crazy about football. So that was quite an experience, being in a restaurant, watching the football game on the big screen. One interesting thing I noticed in Seoul in that restaurant was that everybody was smoking. It was mainly young people, and they just they were all chain smoking, girls, guys, everybody. After the game was over, Korea won, so you know everybody was quite cheerful and people were gathering in the streets celebrating. Very, very good atmosphere. And that was pretty much all I saw in Seoul, but I'm coming back a couple days before I leave, so hopefully I'll have more material to add to this. You know, in conclusion, I would like to say that it was quite new to me because the city might be a little bit too big for my taste, and it's kind of like New York City a little bit. The nice old buildings hidden between the skyscrapers, and it's not an ugly city. There are nice mountains all around, but it just lacks something. I don't know. To me, it was a little bit of a disappointment. Although there were things I liked, I really liked that if you take the subway at some stations, there are these terminals that you can use to get connected to the internet pretty much instantly, which is quite neat overall. But you know, maybe there'll be more interesting things coming up. For now, I think that's it. I don't want to bore you anymore. If you have any comments, and you know, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you had any comments, just put them under my video. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll see you guys soon.